All right, you're good. Okay. All right, everybody, welcome to the December 2014 Environmental Commission meeting. Our first order of business would be the minutes for November. Just looking through it, I just thought maybe we'll just add maybe a little more detail on the applications.
Okay.
And I thought what I would do is just like write to you what I put for the comment sheet, just so there's a little bit more detail, and then we can just, yeah, that's the only thing I noticed. I don't know if anybody else wants to has any more comments.
I will say, for the new ones, I did start going back to my original format with the blocks and lots and my notes in them, so it won't, tonight's will be like the way they were.
Do we just, I don't really know how that...
I don't know how you, like, I mean, this is,
You probably should approve them next time.
just looks,
Yeah, you don't have to approve it tonight.
yeah, more information is needed before approval of variance request.
But I did write something and I just forget what it was.
Uh-huh.
I just don't have it with me.
Yeah.
So I just thought,
Okay.
yeah, Barbara said when we had that, so.
Uh-huh, yeah, I think that this is, this doesn't seem to be, you know.
Okay.
I think that was in relation to one of the applications, but there were several applications.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So, and it's not clear which application that is in reference to.
Right.
I think it's the one at the Butch compound, where we couldn't figure out where the addition was going.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there was the business place, and I think there may have been another one that I can't recall. So. And you definitely had comments on the business place.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll just do that. So should we just approve them next time? Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next order of business will be guests. We have Roger Durr and Barbara Halpern in the audience. Anybody want to say anything before we go on?
It's worth having a discussion by the guests. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Two things. One is I noticed on the agenda a couple of meetings ago for the detention committee that there is an EPA request to do soil testing over in Forest Grove, over at the, I believe, firehouse and the park, and maybe a couple other properties right over there for contamination that would have been related to Kiltone. Kiltone was a pesticide manufacturer, among other things, and they were located in Center City, Vineland. So they, how contamination would have reached here is unclear, and that was cleaned up years ago. So it's a mystery, and nobody seems to know how Kiltone contamination is upstream, not downstream, and many miles away, or suspected contamination, I should say. So EPA requested that they do some soil testing to say, whether there indeed is an issue that needs to be cleaned up there. So I thought you should know about that.
Okay.
So why don't we have a notification of that?
Good question. Anyway.
I mean, that's where I live.
Well, yeah, you're not that close to it, but
Yeah.
yes, you are in Forest Grove, central town,
Yeah.
even though you are probably far enough away. But they'll be doing that investigation and hopefully get an answer soon.
The Kilton site was in like Center City, finally, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was right in the middle of Central City, actually.
So you think that's some sort of error or something? Or, I mean,
No, they did soil removal. They manufactured products for a long time. I think they were dumping them in pits on site. This goes back to the 30s. I think it closed in 32. My own, guess is that either the products were heavily applied in that area somehow, and I think arsenic is one of the compounds that they're concerned about, and I forget what the other one is. Or the soil that was moved to the site didn't actually make it to the proper place and somehow was brought here. And put at the park or at the fire station or something like that, but without, it's just conjecture, because you don't yet know why you would have questions by the EPA and need to do further testing, in an area that's so far away from the field.
Okay, like, how did they get that soil, to test that soil for this contaminant?
Well, they haven't tested it yet. What it amounted to was it was on the agenda, and the EPA was asking the town to give the nod or okay, I don't know if they have to get the town's permission, to actually perform soil samples, for the EPA to perform them on these specific sites. And it gave a list of like 4 or 5 locations in that area, and from my understanding, the firehouse and the park are 2 of those properties. Now, I didn't follow where these properties actually were. I had a conversation with Cindy, who spoke to the fire chief, to let them know, because they live there, their family's there, they were, these are the people that are actually impacted. They were unaware of this, so hopefully they'll get to the bottom as well. Yeah, so they haven't been contacted yet by EPA. And the town apparently was questioned at the township committee meeting as to what is going on, what do they know, and apparently they didn't have any more information than we did. So, we don't know. But it's something that the Environmental Commission should be interested in and should follow through with finding out, what
How
the
did you
town-
find out this much?
Because I read it on the agenda, and then I spoke to Cindy,
Okay.
because I thought it was important enough to speak to her. She knows a lot of people. Like I said, she reached out to the fire chief in that area and told him what was going on so that he could reach out. And I would think that Matt Cesare, is he still the environmental
Yeah.
officer? He might be a good place to start as far as reaching out to him and finding out what he knows or what he can find out. There must be somebody at EPA as a contact who could probably provide some context as to why they think they need to do the sampling.
Yeah, I don't know how that would ever happen and not come to the environmental commission. Like,
How did,
how's an organization like contact the town and we're not involved? But
well, Pioneer Metal,
what
why did we go there?
do you know the resolution roughly? I'm trying to look it up now because I don't know anything about it.
No, I don't. It was a couple meetings ago. It wasn't the last meeting. I don't know if it was the meeting before or the one before that. But I always read the agendas, and so I have a clue whether I should be showing up or, making phone calls or sending emails or something. Or like now, letting you guys know.
So our township committee knows about this. This was on their agenda at our township committee meeting.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But they didn't seem to have answers when questioned at the meeting as to, what the source was, what the situation is. All they knew was they were asked to do sampling, or all they would share. I don't know, can't say what they knew or didn't know. Because they were asked to do sampling, and they had no idea. So it can, I'm dealing with Cindy. But that's where we're at this point, so.
Do you know approximately the date of the meeting?
No, I don't know if it was a November meeting.
I follow most of these meetings. I don't recall them.
I'm sure if the agenda is still up online,
That's what I'm looking for.
you can find it. I had someone send, I think it was Kevin, I guess he spoke to Cindy since he works in Federal Distributing Papers, I believe. He sent me a full-blown report on the Hilltown site, but this was an older report. And this site was cleaned up years ago. So why this situation is popping up now is unclear. The site hasn't been in operation, like I said, since the 30s as a Hilltown. It became other things, but still an operating commercial property from the time. what's interesting is that where it's situated, I think it's on Chestnut and East, or near Chestnut and East. There's actually a stream that begins, like right off the property, so all the pits, you know,
Yeah.
throwing chemicals into this pit did sort of what Shield Howard did. It all ran southwest and contaminated in that direction. So we're northeast of that where this contamination. So that's what the mystery is, of how did we get contaminated here. Other than soil or product, I can't fathom another way.
Unless they dumped it unknown, you know, if people didn't know, they just had extra stuff and they just dumped it there or
Yeah.
something, you never know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there'll be an explanation for the letter.
Okay.
Here's something about University Avenue, well testing.
Where's that?
Township, complete authorized letter. For the installation of additional monitoring well on the University Avenue right of way.
Oh, that's over in Malaga.
One of
across from the
DAS
bar.
auto
That's
site.
well in the neighborhood there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting how many monitoring wells are there in that neighborhood. Well, that's it. Forgot about that.
Okay. Well, all right. Oh, emergency management hazardous waste. So you mentioned Matt's name, and as soon as you said Matt's name, I realized that I forgot to ask him about any stuff for this month. So I do not have anything for that. I do have to ask him if there was anything we also missed earlier this year, like in between John transition and everything. I wasn't really sure if there was anything we missed back in like February or March or something like that. I had to do the end of the year report, and I had to see how many things. But anyway, so if there's anything that I missed from this month, I'll let you know next time. But I will get in touch with him this week.
And we'll ask him about this contamination.
Sure,
right?
yeah, why not? Yeah.
It sounds like the top story of the year here.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move on to the applications. It looks like. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So we have 5 of them now. I had written down that we had 4, but there was actually a 5th one. But I guess we can start with PV 2408. Let me get my description here. Okay. So that one's at 2400 Main Road in Franklinville. And it says 5.88 acres is being subdivided from lot 51 to lot 50 of block 5801. This will bring the total acreage of lot 50 to 6.88 acres, and lot 51 to 1.58 acres. And yeah, I haven't had a chance to really look over the plan for that one yet. I don't know if anybody else has or has any comments on that one yet.
The engineer definitely hits the main thing, that they haven't gotten anything from their Pineland yet.
Okay.
Not submitted all the materials and requirements for applications in the Pineland. So,
So it's kind of incomplete, it looks like.
well, yeah, it's not complete enough for a hearing because it was deemed incomplete by the engineer, and one of the reasons was they don't have a certificate of filing from the Pineland Commission, which would be substantial because the lot is too small to meet their basic lot size, so they would need to address that in,
Okay.
in certain ways. Whether it's, you know, an alternative septic, so the commission letter would cover that once they get their application approved.
Okay.
They didn't have the soil types on the plan, I'm glad he's asking for that. They didn't identify whether any of the neighboring lands are assessed as farmland. And, yeah, it's just soil types wise. And existing structures in wooded areas of 200 feet on show. So I doubt this will be heard.
Would you suggest a no comment from us for now?
Which application is this? I apologize.
It's, 20,
Carfollo, June.
2408.
okay.
yeah, it's the one on Main Road.
They're just doing a lot line adjustment, correct? They're not creating,
No, they are creating a lot,
uh,
I believe. Just double check.
I just looked back to July, township committee, and I don't see anything from July till now. I don't know
I'll
about
have to
this.
ask them.
Yeah.
It looks like originally this was one lot, because there's no existing lot line. It's just a proposed lot line. And it's really hard to tell what he's drawing here, because there's pictures of structures that are, this one's dark, so it looks like there are two houses here on this lot. And this, you know, I don't know where the original lot line was or what the deal is, because this is 51 and this is 50. And they're deleting this line here. So originally, this lot was bigger and this lot was smaller, so they're reversing that trend. They're making the smaller lot the bigger lot and taking away this lot, so.
Wasn't that an adjustment? You're saying they're creating additional lot?
Actually, no, you're right. They are adjusting it, but it's a massive difference between, you know, this lot being very small, 125 by 361 originally. Now that lot is going to be 200 by, you know, like 800 on the, you know, total of 800. They're going to encompass, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. The original lot is this one. See, this is the original lot line. It's just this house, and everything else belongs to that side.
Yeah, well, it's one family, that's why.
Yeah, so now they're changing that up, and now it'll all be this.
So they're deleting that, they're
Yeah,
just
they're
flip-flopping.
swapping, yeah. And, I don't know why there's all these things here, but this is clearly existing. What are, you know, what's this? Not that it matters that much, but it's bizarre to see things outlined with no description.
Yeah, that's like,
Is that proposed? Is that ruins? Is that existent? You know,
Yeah.
what exactly is it?
it looks like figures from the AutoCAD that the guy forgot to drag off the plan when they're, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know that there's any reason to comment, because,
No, I don't really
Okay.
think it's not really much going on.
no, and the engineer has it well in hand at this point.
Yeah.
It will not be heard. If they don't have a certificate filing, it's not going to be heard. That's not going to happen overnight either.
All right. So the next one, I believe, used to be zoning board, 2417, and I think now it's planning board 2409. Is that, Barbara, is that the one that's, the Hancock Avenue?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the one, yeah, okay. So PB 2409, it's, 4125 Hancock Avenue in Williamstown, which I'm guessing is just Williamstown,
Yeah.
even though it's,
Address.
yeah, it's like, okay. It's block 601, lots 4 and 55. Applicant wants to move existing lot lines to include the frontage, and to, not include, but anyway, I guess to expand the frontage and gain access to lot 55, and construct a single family home. Let me see the map here.
Margaret, I'm here at this meeting, and I'll be hearing these in January when they come to the planning board.
Okay.
So if you have any comments, tell me now.
All right, I mean, we're all gonna be making a comment, right? I'm not making.
Well, no, you made a comment about my attendance at the meeting, so I'm saying,
I don't know if you had a chance to look at the plan.
and knowing that I will be on the 4th in January,
Yeah,
if you guys have anything,
yeah,
let it be known.
well, that's what we're making comments
Right.
for. And I'm concerned about you not being here at the
Right.
meeting, because we don't even have a forum.
Yeah.
Almost.
Right, yeah, I know what you're saying. I wasn't being sarcastic when I said that, I'm just saying that, I'll be there in January on the board now, so I'll take any concerns you guys have.
Right.
Thank
Is
you.
there
I mean,
a, okay, yeah, okay.
Technically,
This is
in January, I guess it'll be,
And this one's already
once I'm
existing.
officially appointed. So,
we're on January.
well, I guess I'm not
Yeah.
No,
appointed
they'll
until
be putting
January.
their own stuff again. On Hancock Avenue.
I could piss somebody off between now and,
It's kind of, the
reorganization, they
Pinelands
might take
wouldn't
me back
allow
off the
them
list,
to
you never know.
do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, on their certificate of filing, it basically insinuates that they have to get their own septic without saying it that way.
Yeah, it's like a landlocked parcel, and the front property is given some land for
Yeah.
access to the rear property, correct?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Does anybody think we should have a comment on that one?
I don't think, I looked at the wetlands map, it didn't look like it was impacted by wetlands.
So when you get the Pinelands, they're not gonna let you get away with
Yeah.
the wetlands and stuff. They don't even let you put a septic in if you don't even have 5 feet without causing water issues with water.
Okay. All right, so then we have PV 2410, which is at 1751 Stanton Avenue, Block 905, Lot 1. It's in residential agricultural. It's currently occupied by a single-family house. Applicant wants to divide the lot 1 into 4 lots with no change to the current house.
Did we have a plan on that? Because I didn't see the plan.
I don't know, because I know that there was like 2 applications that they hadn't had a chance to get the electronic copies
Yeah.
to us yet, so,
Okay. This is the Dinshaw one?
that's not.
No,
This one's Stanton Avenue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pine Valley, I think is the name.
Yeah. Szulzinski.
Yeah, that's the property that kind of backs up to the drainage basin on Peach Creek.
Does it?
Yeah. Or I should say the drainage basin backs up to it. It's on the corner. Remember the marijuana application?
Yes, I
We
remember
recently
it
had
did
it's
that.
the opposite side of the street, is the marijuana facility. There's an old farmhouse and a large parcel of property.
Is there any drainage that's not shown on this plan?
I haven't seen a plan, I just done
Well-
my property.
Just looking at Google right now, I don't really see, like any creeks or anything. It's farmland, looks like nearby.
Is that the plan, Barbara?
Yeah.
How'd you get the plan? We didn't.
Well, I didn't, she brought them, we
Ah.
were sitting at the table with them, so I didn't go through them. Exactly.
Yeah. That's interesting. Here's the house here. Right here is the marijuana place, and here's the church right over here.
Well, there's not gonna be a marijuana place.
What do you mean?
And here's the basin right there, drainage basin I'm talking about. 1301.
And why is there a
Okay.
drainage basin?
So that's
For
Peach
this
Street
development,
Court,
this
yeah.
Peach Tree. These plans suck ever through these, but,
Yeah, you don't have the 200 foot.
yeah.
I just
But it
checked.
doesn't have anything over here. There's 2 new homes
Well, the
here.
1 inch equals 80, so maybe you do.
Well, I know you don't have this across the way, but, it doesn't even show the other side of Sheridan Avenue, but Yeah, neither here nor there. There's 2 new homes here that were just recently built. Their current project, they're putting drainage from this basin. There must be an easement somewhere, because they're going down here, they have an
That's why I
easement
was
here,
asking.
and it loops around and comes out on Stanton Avenue over here.
So it's artificial drainage, is that like the?
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that the one the town was working on?
Well, this shows the township, I guess, maybe owns that, particular
Yeah, I think it was
drainage
a
basin.
lawsuit and the town had to fix it.
I don't know if the town's doing the work or the
they
developer.
are.
I don't know. Funny, because no one seems to know, but much like the Kilton situation.
Well,
Yeah,
they don't
but-
share a whole lot.
But this is Stanton here. Pretty straightforward. This is farmed here. This is woodland here. Kind of a weird setup. I guess.
This is good as far as water tables. I don't know what this, I didn't bring my soil map book. I'm not sure what that stands for. I mean, this is probably sassafras, F4, those are all good soil types, but if you're telling me the basin's here and this is this, I kind of wonder what that is. There's no P here that tells us what that soil is.
I thought you were a geologist.
Oh, yeah, wait,
You
it
just-
does. For a sassafras, I'm not a geologist, but
you just-
I know my soil types from doing lots of soil work and things.
Yeah, soils are good out there.
Yeah,
So,
that is good.
yeah.
I've never seen it referred to as AVTV, but those are the newer.
Or,
Yeah, so good. That's good for building.
yeah, they're
Those soils,
interesting. I whacked on that one. Making that lot 6.3 because that'll be the next lot.
What's this one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it gonna be farming any of it?
This is all woodland. Yeah. This is all woodland management plan, actually. And then this here is farmed here. This is the old farm building.
So you think this and this is part of the woodland management?
Yeah. What's interesting is they don't show any of the, and I'm not a fan of these, we had this discussion, the agricultural buffer.
Okay.
Oh wait, he does have something here, 50-foot ag buffer there, 100-foot ag buffer. So, that's all.
Are they probably asking for a waiver?
Doesn't look like it. I guess they wouldn't have any buffers because it's gonna remain, qualified farmland.
So in the meantime, though, they have to let it go through, is that right?
Well, I don't, there's nothing, isn't this under the planning board, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah, they don't need a variance, and they're in a compliant lot, so yeah, if it goes through, there's no wetlands, there's no environmental issues that we
Yeah.
can, you're obviously gonna land up with houses
we don't
here.
have any other
I
plans.
don't seem like
that,
they
you know,
everything
it's just-
subdivisions
yeah,
that
it's just,
Sarah talks about all the time, yeah.
Yeah, and
In
we
a
also
few
don't
more
know what
years,
they're
we'll
going
come
to
back
do
for
with the
more.
lots later. So maybe we'll come back to it
Okay.
when if they want to build a house or something like that, but as of now.
So are
Yeah,
these,
fully
are
good
these
one.
sheets
Yeah.
available to us, earlier, like 5 weeks ago, we could go into the township building and see this?
Well, because that's planning board, it's 10 days before planning board, so we're not within that. We're within the 10 days of the zoning board, but not
Okay.
planning board. Yeah, usually you're gonna see it before the 10 days here,
Mhm.
which is nice.
What are you referring to 10 days for?
The planning board, any plans to the planning board, the legal notice is 10 days. the
Yeah, that's a
availability-
minimum, that's not
The
a
public.
maximum, that are available to the public the day they're filed.
Well, something like that.
Well, you should file a suit against it.
What?
You should file a suit against it.
That's okay, you're better at that than me, you got the lawyers these last.
Yeah, I did.
You should do it, you got the resources.
So we'll do no comments on that one.
I would.
Okay. All right. Did anybody else want to see? I don't know if anybody down here wants to see it or not, but.
If you're done with it, I'll take it so I can fill in my portion.
Okay.
A good hand card, will follow, and
And the next one we have is
I would have brought them.
PB 2411, which is, it's on 113, how do you say that name again, that street?
Dinshaw.
Okay, it's Dinshaw Drive in Malaga. It's block 5401, lot 18, and lot 20. It says lot 18 is receiving land, lot 20 is giving land. So this is, they're donating 1.3 acres to a nonprofit. Is that what am I correct in saying that?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the American, what is it?
American Vegan.
Society, is that what it's called? Okay.
So
So-
is that what the new lot's gonna be? Or is that something else?
So the new lot is, them donating a portion of the other lot to the vegan place, right? Isn't
I don't know.
that what it is?
It's kind of confusing when I look,
It is really
I didn't
confusing,
get
yeah.
that.
What's that?
but the Dinshaws are the vegan people.
Okay. So they own pretty much that
The whole
street?
thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this may have something to do with the estate. Because Ursula passed on, and Anne is the executor. I think Anne is his daughter or granddaughter.
You gotta Google it, this Dinshaw guy, I don't know if he invented it, but he had this thing, this light energy healing device that he believed would heal you through light energy. Kind of interesting. So,
Yeah.
and all the Dinshaw, they're all like, they live to be like 100 years old. They're all like vegans.
Yes, well, they,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
want that?
yeah. I mean, they believe that this energy light healing thing. I actually know Dinshaw from Vineland, and I've known him since I was a kid. And their father was, I think, this guy's brother or nephew or something. And that guy's got to be like up there, like 100-year-old guy, with perfect health. There's something to be said for that. Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
just
that's
saying,
all
you know
they're
how much
doing.
I pay for light therapy treatments on your face and skin,
See,
so,
this guy was way ahead of the curve. He was doing it like 80 years
Yeah.
ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
just saying, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a Netflix special where they did a study on twins. And one twin ate a very healthy diet with meat in it. And the other twin ate a very healthy diet that was vegan. And they both, did this for 8 weeks. And then they tested them. They did, groups of twins doing it. And they even went so far, and not only were the vegan twins had all kinds of, they had less belly, the kind of belly fat that's damaging to your health, even though they didn't exercise more than the carnivorous twin. They even measured their telomeres, which, if you don't know what a telomere is, it's actually the ends of your chromosome, and the shorter your telomeres are, the closer you are to actually dying. The longer the telomeres are, the longer you're going to live, if you're not hit by a bus, because they have to do with cell dividing and stuff. The vegans gained telomeres, and the non-vegans did not. They're basically proving that a vegan diet is going to make you live longer. So even without the light therapy, those people being lifelong vegans are healthier and will live longer.
This is after 8 weeks?
Yes, even if they had lots of biological changes that made them much healthier. Even the twin, even though the one twin, there were 2 women, they did much more exercise. And the other one only walked some. Like she was kind of low key, but because of her vegan diet, she landed up with better test results of all the medical stuff, including her telomeres. Because
Maybe picture lifestyle.
being vegan is definitely better than you would think.
Should we no comment this one, since
Yeah, there's
it
nothing being
doesn't seem to
built.
be really much to it, unless we're missing something, but,
Yeah.
okay,
It's all just being donated, like you said.
yeah, all right. Easy so far. So the last one is a zoning board one that I have not, it just came in apparently, and that one is ZB 2416, if I'm not mistaken. I have not had a chance to look at this one at all, because it's very new.
You mean not the 2417?
The 2417 is the one that changed to a planning board one.
Oh, I
But we
see.
just got something in that I haven't even had a chance to look at. So I'm
I
gonna,
wonder why we weren't informed of all this.
I think that it's just,
We
sometimes
tried
I just,
to get, you know?
yeah.
I mean, up till you know, late in the day, trying to get information.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Hmm.
Well, I'm happy to see them stamping the plans in on most of the plans, which is something I've been trying to get them to do, so you know when they arrive at town hall. This plan is very interesting because there's a letter from the engineer that refers to a report from Joseph R. Alstonart, and basically saying that notwithstanding the report by Mr. Arsenault, it is my opinion that waiving the requirement for NJDEP approval of the known adjacent wetlands and corresponding buffer is not within the jurisdiction of the Franklin Township Zoning Board. And that's the engineer's conclusion.
So this plan is probably not going to be seen, is that what it looks like, by, or heard by the zoning board?
It may be, it looks like it already was heard, and they were granted some back in, it was ZB 22-03, so is 22 the year, or is,
I think it might be, because I think all of the ones that we've had so far are
Right,
24.
yeah.
Excuse me, 24.
yeah, in 22, they were granted permission to construct a dwelling on a lot with 100 foot of frontage, where 150 is required.
Where's this at?
It's near Little Mill and, something, yeah, Little Mill Road. And they're calling Holly Avenue for some reason, but it's off Little Mill Road. Here's a,
Yeah, I think I remember this one. It's like a paper street or something.
right. It says, private road identified as Hollywood and providing
Oh, I kind of feel like this sounds familiar. Hollywood?
other intention.
So why is it coming back?
Maybe because they're ready to build. It says,
Yeah, but they got the approval.
the zoning board of adjustment in 22, lot frontage relief was granted in order to construct a single family. Dwelling resolution of approval contains several conditions. The applicant wishes to amend the resolution to remove item 4. Item 4 was the condition of the applicant provide a letter of interpretation. So it sounds like they're saying no. And he said, you know, based on Joe's, applicant has submitted a letter report authored by Joseph Arsenault, environmental consultant, dated July 10, 2024. This correspondence indicates wetlands exist on the eastern edge of the original lot 22. Mr. Arsenault opines that these wetlands are approximately 65 feet from the existing cleared area for the dwelling. NJDEP regulates wetlands and wetlands buffers in this, and I have no reason to doubt Mr. Arsenault's findings. However, approval of wetlands delineations and assignment of transitionary buffers is solely within their, the NJDEP jurisdiction. Okay.
So they're just coming back trying to get a waiver from,
Yeah. Something that was asked 2 years ago or whatever, yeah. Yeah, they're recommending it be deemed incomplete, is what the engineer's saying, which means it shouldn't be heard at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this really goes back to that one issue.
So this is still, they were trying to build the single-family home, and now what are they trying to request?
They wanted an exemption from the DEP letter of interpretation that they're required to have. And they were trying to get out of that rather than actually do it. And apparently they must have hired Joe. Why else did Joe write that letter?
is that a part of the application? What?
I don't know that it's in here. I didn't notice it. It was part of the letter from the engineer. It's in the application. mentioned Joe's report.
Well, should we, if you think it's not gonna be heard, should we?
Well,
You
Sounds
could just write that you
incomplete.
concur that a LOI is needed,
Okay,
I don't think it'll be heard, it's a long time coming.
okay.
but you could
Well, I'll
send
just-
out the comment that, you know, that you agree with the engineer recommendation that, you know, if they deemed incomplete and that they get, you know, that they comply with the condition that they were given in the first place.
So far, we didn't do anything, so.
Yeah, they could have had it by now.
All right.
So you said what, 65 feet?
Yeah, from the clearing.
Where's the engineer?
It's in there. You gotta read the letter. It's attached to the application. Is it? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Well, if it's okay with everybody, I'm gonna just, while you're looking at that, I'm just gonna move on for now, because we have a lot of other things I wanna talk about. It's already 8:15, so, so I just wanna bring up a couple of things for old business, Mountain Lake Park.
Yeah.
I don't remember, what was I gonna bring up with Mountain Lake
Well,
Park?
we went, we
Oh, I
went
remember.
there and it was clean,
Yes,
right?
yeah, yeah.
They're supposed to get new equipment.
Yes, it looks like there's still,
It's still status quo,
yeah,
in
yeah.
progress.
In progress.
Yeah.
The old stuff's still there,
It looks like they haven't put the new stuff in yet.
but the old stuff's sitting?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He also did, like, very good.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So, that's pretty much all. I mean, we just went into the parking lot. I just walked the trail back in November. So, and, you know, of course, all the new signs are up.
And it's clean, and
yeah.
the trash is empty, and it's just, it looks like it's kind of, it's been well upkept.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Has a little
Plant
garden.
flowers there in the spring.
Well, somebody has like a little garden there.
Yeah,
That's right next to the trail.
Well, we planted that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they made it, replanted it with even more.
Yeah.
Like, what we planted is there, but they
That
added
guardian
more and
angel.
made it- Yeah, they
Whoever.
made it
Didn't
so
go
much
there.
better.
yep.
How many trash containers do
They have, what was it, 2?
Uh-huh.
And then
Right.
recycling as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
And
don't
they
we
were
have more on
nicely-
the other side of the park
they were
too?
nicely
they? In the right area.
Yep.
yeah. And then I went to Piney Hollow, twice, recently. And they have, so along Unexpected Road, they have, barriers up for the trail so that, because there's a trail that comes out, from Dike 3, goes all the way down to Unexpected Road. And there's barriers there that now no ATVs or whatever can get through.
Just what Mark said.
Yes.
Just what Mark said
Yeah.
was, what are they called, Jersey or something?
I don't really, is that what they're called? Okay.
So they're all,
And how is it when you get back to the refuge, that entrance?
What do you mean? Like how, like, you mean the
The furthest on Unexpected Road, when you go to the end?
it's that one, well, I just turned around there. I didn't really explore there too much. I mean, there doesn't seem to be any trash in that part right now. So, and then the trash that was at the border of our preserve and like the farmland, there was a tarp there with trash underneath. That's gone. Now there's just a little pile of dirt, which I don't know if there's anything under that pile of dirt. I don't really want to go in there because of maybe ticks and stuff, but it looks like it was cleaned up a lot. And now there's just, I would say,
there is a pile, that small pile of bottles and,
yeah, but so that's, you know, but it's not where that dirt pile
No,
was. So it's
no.
just right along the road,
Right along.
easily picked up, easily
Yeah.
taken care of. And in the park itself, as far as the trash we saw a couple of beer cans, beer bottles, soda can, but almost nothing.
I think it was 3 pieces of
Yeah.
trash that we saw.
Yeah. Easily, you could probably pick everything up, even the other pile, with just, a trash bag.
Yep.
So, and if anybody wants to see them later, I have pictures of the findings I have on the computer.
As far as the depressed areas, well, yeah, they're still depressed areas, but they're smooth. Like there's no, do not tire tracks. Do you know what I
Okay,
mean?
they're not rutted like
No.
this, like they used to be.
Right.
Okay.
You can walk right, of course,
At this
you know, 8 inches low in rain, but nevertheless, it's smooth. You can walk right over it.
Walk
It's,
the front end while they're out there and
yeah.
made it smooth.
And somebody has gone along and made, you know, strange clippings of mountain laurel mostly. You know, they leave all the sticker bushes alone, but they've been clipping the mountain laurel. It doesn't look like there's any harm done.
No, that goes pretty well.
Yeah. So, again, that looked great. So,
Yeah, the only thing we haven't, no one's looked at is over by the farm, the farm itself.
you mean past the third dike?
Yeah.
Where?
At the second dike, there's a trail to the right. And if you take that trail to the right, it takes you all the way to the farm, where they have a hole in what used to be the fence, where they bulldozed in all kinds of crap, and, you know, they probably still jumped there, and they built a very elaborate tree stand, which I showed the mayor pictures of. I have them on my phone still. And all this is on our property.
Is that the trail that says dead end? And it's like, I think it says like, there's like an arrow there on the tree, and it says dead end this way, and then dike 2 is this way.
Okay, yeah.
And it says like
might be,
0.25 miles or something.
Yeah, it might be.
Okay.
But it basically, once you get, I think, it's before the concrete structure that I was talking about,
Okay.
and it's on the right. You know, you'll see a trail on the right, and that trail leads to the 4 inches long.
Okay.
And that's where the massive amount of dumping has
That-
occurred.
From the Ferrucci farm?
Yeah.
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 If that's the trail, I think that might be the trail that we decided not to go down because it looked a little bit overgrown.
It isn't very wide.
Yeah. And I was a little afraid because it was kind of warm. I was afraid of ticks. If it gets cold, well, I know it's going to get quite cold. I will go back if I can and explore.
Right. Now, John put signs there on some of the piles where the ground is heaped up, and it's actually on Barbara's mixed in with the road. But
Yeah.
that is not our property line. Our property line extends all the way to the actual farm.
Okay.
And the farmers, you'll see, they drive in there, there is nothing, because they've been making excursions into the property and dumping shit and building shit and treating it as if it's their dump and their country thing.
So it's ongoing.
What?
It's an ongoing dump.
Yeah, I mean, we told Dave Dugan about it, you know, when he was the rep here instead of Mark. And, you know, we've been saying stuff all along. The engineer and I walked out there with Public Works and saw it. You know, it's been, the town's aware of what's going on out there, and because it's so expensive, I think they did some amount of cleanup, but it needs a massive amount of cleanup to put it back. And that's never gonna happen.
What is it, private landfill?
It's their private landfill on the campus property, yeah. And their private, you know, company.
Don't look at me on this one. We don't deal with private landfills.
Well, it's on the public property, but it's on our property.
Come on.
So why is the township letting them dump on township property?
I don't know. Maybe it's agree to, I don't know.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Has anyone contacted Bob Moriarty or Gene? He's the township that goes around giving out the citations for illegal dumping, for overgrown yards, for having too many, you know, unregistered vehicles. He's the one that goes out and gives out those citations.
Yeah, but you'd be citing yourself you have to cite the property owner and we own the property.
Yeah, but if they're dumping it
You
onto
have-
the property.
Legally, you cannot prove that they're dumping it. You have to see a party do the dumping. See, I worked at the county and we would cite people for dumping.
Mm.
And the only way you can cite somebody is if you actually see them do it. So even though somebody dumps on your property, you don't see them do it.
What are they dumping out there?
Oh, all kinds of
Like trash or like farm stuff?
trash, all kinds of stuff. There's broken glass, there's all kinds of stuff.
We should get the March out there, so it's thing operation. Put
I don't know
cameras
how
up.
often they do
Him and
it.
Gene are so good.
Part of
I'm
it
not
is
even gonna lie.
part
Like,
of it.
Yeah, they can do a stakeout out there.
he's on it.
Okay.
I'm just saying, they're
They
an
have, they have these
excellent
cameras
team.
now, these Wi-Fi game cams. You can put a camera out there. And,
Yeah, portable, yeah.
Well, that would be good to see them intruding. I mean, at one point they had these very large piles along the fence, right near that opening, of dirt mixed with trash. You know, broken up trash. And there was big piles of that. And I don't know if they've, you know, taken them and put them in there as well.
Bonnie Howe is like its own little world out there.
It is. They can get away with almost anything they want.
I mean, the other guys over there with all the semi-trailers,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of the industrial.
Oh, I put
I'm
it
just
away
saying,
to the
it's
end.
Scrap
there.
yard.
selfish out to reach out to them.
I mean, it's not like they don't know. We've been telling them for years.
So 2 of our parks have dumps in them.
Oh, yeah. And, well, there might be 3 now, since we're gonna have to kill some after one.
All 3 of our parks have dumps.
May have, potentially.
So as far as new business goes, we have to pick out, I have it all written down here. I know we have to pick out the dates for next year. And, well, I have a question for Mark, but he's not here, so. But anyway, I guess we can pick out the dates. Do we still want to do the 4th Monday of the month? Or do we want to change it? Do we want to start at 7 instead of 7:30? I mean, I know that some people get here, you know, like 7:15. But I don't know if we want to do it a little earlier, if that would be good for anybody, if that would be bad.
7 o'clock, so early in the morning.
I like 7.
I like
Yeah,
7.
7.
If you start at 7, that's
Jeff?
when,
Yeah?
It's
Yeah.
staying on Mondays?
Was that?
It's staying on Mondays?
Oh, we'll have to see if anybody has an objection to that, but
Well, how do we, like, we have to reserve this room, right?
well,
So-
oh yeah, I guess we do, you're right about
also
that.
you need time to review plans before the meeting starts. So
Yeah.
You're gonna move the plan review to 6:30, since, you know, right now, plan review has always been from 7 to 7:30, and then
Mm.
the meeting starts at 7:30. That's the way it was done for a decade.
Yeah,
Right.
So, the question becomes, if you wanna move up the actual meeting, then everyone has to be here even sooner in order for the plans to, because you don't wanna be reviewing the plans in the meeting, or slow the meeting down.
yeah.
Does anybody object to that? I mean, not,
Coming in at 6, that's fine with me, but just as long as it stays on Mondays, because that's the
Uh-huh.
day I'm off from my second job. I
Oh,
keep
okay.
Mondays free.
Okay,
So, I'm fine with it. You wanna do it earlier? We're cool.
and
I
so
can
you
get
want to
here at
come in to
6:30?
see at 6:30?
Yeah.
Is that okay with everybody, 6:30?
6:30?
For
Yeah.
plans. You don't
Yeah,
have to.
I mean, so we'll come in at
6:30.
6:30.
Right,
review
it's
the
all, it's up
plans,
to you,
and
it's
then-
Yeah.
up to whether you want to see the plans or not.
Yeah, so the meeting
Okay.
starts at 7.
7.
Okay.
Okay.
This whole plan review thing, I didn't know
To me,
this
it's
was
nice
the
because
the
then
first
we
one
have, you know, we have a little bit of a long meeting. but
Then
we're
people
gonna
come
go like
half hour early.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's always been.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't need to-
if we wanted to.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess we get the plans ahead of time. so
Now, do you
that's why
want,
it's-
me to,
Oh, wait a minute, you get your plans ahead of time for EDC?
Well, we get, whatever Evan sends out, whatever he has available, like some of these plans are sent to us, obviously, as
Well, that's good.
Well, not yet, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't start till 7?
That's right,
Mhm.
yeah.
if you wanna be here for plan review?
Don't we get the meeting? You get very early. Don't we get the
Yeah.
plans ahead of time? A whole bunch of people.
We do, I mean, on the internet, you know, I'll send them out, whatever,
If somebody wants to see it.
if they wanna see it, 'cause
On
it's,
paper.
yeah, because it's so hard to see the plans on it, it's this big. And,
If it's major development, you can't see anything on the computer because we're talking big plans with like 17 sheets, you know, a sheet with the grading, a sheet with the drainage, a sheet with the landscape, a sheet with the lighting. You know, you're not gonna get that sent to you in a computer file, you know, or things like, you know, engineering reports on, you don't even get the engineer's report, right? This is-
yeah, no, I haven't
No.
gotten it for a
No.
long time.
There's so
No
much
requested.
information that you're not gonna get till you're here, that's really relevant. Stormwater information.
I mean, we used to get the engineer's report without even,
Yeah, it used to be picked up from town hall, you know, a couple days ahead, so that it could be reviewed, you know, prior to
and I was
the meeting.
hoping Mark would be here so that we could settle that.
They're not gonna let you have the plan release.
Are we gonna have Mark, or don't we know?
Yeah, Mark and, Mr. King,
You think Mark is gonna stay on?
well, he's on the list for, you know, this is what they wanna do, so that was, so you would just blanket both.
Oh, so back to the meetings, they're still gonna be on the fourth Monday?
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
I think that
Okay.
would probably still,
Yes.
is that okay?
I'm afraid that we probably don't have too much leeway in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, the meetings will stay on the fourth Monday.
Fourth.
The only,
Is that okay with, I mean, like, Bill and Jeff?
That's all we do on Monday, it doesn't matter to me.
And what about the calendar, or have they already put all the information in for the township calendar?
The township calendar, we'll make sure that's ready.
oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Candace, do you know?
I'm gonna find out very first thing tomorrow morning.
We'll just change it to time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
There's no conflict with anybody earlier.
Yeah.
yeah.
It seems pretty apparent there's not.
So there was actually a meeting here tonight before we even got here, but
Oh.
it was the end of the night, it was the end of the year wrap up.
Yeah.
So they started at 5, they're in and out by 6.
Okay,
We didn't even get here, you know, so even if you guys weren't even gonna get here till 6:30, I doubt it's gonna be a conflict of interest at all.
Okay, good.
the only thing that I can see would be Memorial Day is on the 26th of May, and that looks like the fourth Monday of May. So I don't know if we just want to make that the third
You know, may have no life,
Monday.
whatever you want.
I don't know, I mean, I don't even care if I show up on Memorial Day, but I don't know. if
Yeah.
you know,
Happens here today.
yeah. I don't know if do we want to just keep it that way for now, and then if we want to change it later, like we changed this day, this month's.
Yes, anyone, like we did for this meeting,
Yeah.
if anyone has Christmas or a barbecue comes up or anything like that, then I think we only gave them, what, a couple weeks' notice?
Yeah.
And he had it on the website the next day for
Yeah.
us.
Okay.
So we can just leave it, and then if there's a conflict in March or April, we find out, be like, oh, we really don't want to do it.
Or if someone's going on vacation,
Right.
or some, you know, book something.
Yeah. Okay. And I think that's the only conflict that I see so far. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, and then in December it will be on the 22nd, which we can kind of just keep it there and just see what we want to do then. So,
You
yeah.
can always change it on Thursdays.
Yeah. So, all right, so that's everything. Everybody's happy with that.
Yes.
Okay. And what was the other thing? Is that it? I forget if you had anything else.
I didn't know you were gonna.
Well, the reason I'm asking is I know we had questions for Mark, but now that he's
Yeah.
not here, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I have questions.
You have to schedule meetings, birthdays and all that on your own time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to have talked to Mark about J.C. Pool.
That's what one of the, yeah.
Yeah, because my understanding is they were supposed to be out by the end of the month.
Yeah.
But apparently no one seems to think there's been any activity of them trying to leave.
Well, we can email him.
Well, I wouldn't ask Mark about J.C. Pools, he has a conflict there. He's not gonna answer any of your questions.
So,
If you want official information.
so,
Did you
somebody in
wanna-
the township.
touch on new members
Yes.
and recruiting?
Yeah.
Before we-
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just asking if you've seen any activity in the business or moving anything out. Or
Right.
It looks like business as usual, that's not really consistent.
Well, I've asked him stuff about, I'm just telling you, I've asked him stuff, and he specifically doesn't get the information because he's a neighbor, so he doesn't want anybody to, you know,
I just need
presume.
some observations as a neighbor, and you would know whether it's schools are just.
Well, yeah, I guess it's like-
disappearing or.
Well, I don't think the guy had to, move out. I think he had to cease the manufacturing, which was part of the agreement. He was able to retain the retail end of it, from what I understand.
I thought that was only if he got approval from the zoning board, which he did not.
Yeah, I didn't read the settlement,
And he's
but,
supposed to get a
Yeah.
Pineland certificate of filing.
Right.
I really thought he was moving out his
completely.
business.
Well, I never thought he would leave. to be
That's
frank.
right.
I think he was slowing, just rubbing, just dragging his feet.
Yeah, right.
We had funded him, that was up. And that's how it's gonna continue.
Well, I can tell you, I think he purchased the property in Lawrence Township, Cumberland County,
Okay.
and,
Yeah, he did.
he's building a facility there for his manufacturing, so.
Isn't that site supposed to be really tiny?
I don't know, I believe it's a larger, like an industrial type site, but, I assume Lawrence Township would probably be happy to have something, but,
Good, they can have him locked off and ground.
So we had to talk about new members. I asked several people, and everybody didn't want to do it. They either had conflicts of, time or whatever, or just didn't want to do it. So,
They just didn't want to get involved, right?
yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, there was people I asked who were already busy with other township things and stuff like that. So,
Including tonight.
yes, she doesn't want to. So, but she said, I'm not going to say no permanently, but we'll see. I don't know if anybody,
This is it then. So we all have to show up every single time because this is it.
Or at least,
You can point
right
that
now you
finger
have
at-
more than 4, so, if one of you wasn't here, it would work. But
Yeah.
Otherwise.
I'm afraid to say that.
You have to coordinate, guys.
I prefer it if everybody showed up.
Yeah, just put it out, right?
yeah. But wasn't there somebody that we had like one?
Giovanni Cavone
Oh, yeah,
is an alternate, and they're reappointing him. I think that should be addressed.
yeah.
We did address it.
Well, I asked Frank as well,
Uh-huh.
of course I just asked him today, so I don't really know. He might not respond. He never really writes back to my letters anyway, saying I'm coming or not coming or whatever. So, I don't know. He might not ever write back to me. I don't know. We were gonna. I was gonna write Roger's name as a suggestion.
Yeah.
And
Why not?
yeah, to see what they say.
Mhm.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Giovanni Cavone, obviously, he can go. Frank Cahute, because he's still there, he doesn't expire till the end of 26. He would have to write a letter of resignation.
That's what we asked him to do.
Yeah, but Cavone, no reason to reappoint Cavone.
Does he have to write a letter of resignation as well?
No.
Okay.
Just don't reappoint him because
Okay.
his year is up on 2025.
Oh, okay, great.
2024.
She like
Well, so they're not replacing Suzanne, I guess?
Well, Suzanne's got reappointed, so she's good till 2027.
Yeah, but she can't, I thought she moved out of the town.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she's not on, that's what I'm saying, they didn't replace her.
Whoever decided this list didn't really give a crap about environmental commission, but grateful that they made Bill a 3-year member
Yeah.
on the post on Wednesday. So that is wonderful. And great that Evan will be back, so someone will at least be in charge of all the BS that goes along with being the chair.
And Jason's the liaison.
Yeah, and Jason we have for planning board, which is good because at least we'll know what's going on.
So, that's what I'm saying, so we have an open seat essentially right now.
a couple
No,
of
Just call.
So William is now a full-time member, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Mark has been replaced with Jason as our
No.
liaison.
No,
Yeah,
Frank.
Jason is the liaison to the planning board. He's now a member.
Okay.
Oh, he's not now, but on Wednesday they'll vote. This is a
What
foregone
is-
conclusion though.
What is Jason's last name?
Grant.
Brant.
B-R-A-N-D-T, right?
Never, sorry.
Brand with a T.
Yes, I totally know that it,
Thinking of the other Jason, sorry.
He'll be the class 2 member, which means he's our representative on the planning board.
oh, okay, cool. Okay,
Frank
so,
Cahoot is an alternate on the planning board, but he's still a member of the environmental commission. Okay, unless he resigns, you're stuck with it.
He's a member of the planning board,
Yeah.
but he doesn't show, does
He's
he?
got a 2-year membership, on the planning board as an alternate. He was a class 2 member, which now Jason took his spot as a class 2
Oh,
member.
all right.
So we actually have representation that we can talk to.
So, back to my original point, Suzanne McCarthy's no longer eligible to be a member of this board, and
Yeah.
she's listed.
Yeah.
She's in another state.
Yeah, what?
She's
in
not
Pennsylvania.
a member anymore.
Right.
She moved out of state.
Correct, so I'm saying that she's
It's a
on,
mistake on
right,
this.
so we have, assuming that Frank Cahoot does not resign, and assuming Giovanni Cavone does not resign, we
He
have
doesn't
a,
need to resign.
She'll have open jail.
we have a vacancy that we have no one to fill currently.
There are 2 vacancies
What-
in reality. The Suzanne is a number 1 alternate, and number 2 alternate is a yearly position, and why would you appoint Giovanni Cavan when no one's seen him for years?
I'll tell you, that's what we were saying, that we were trying hard to get new members,
Right,
and there are no takers.
right,
If
so
you know
regardless,
somebody,
right,
Jason.
right, we don't have anybody.
If
right.
anybody knows anybody who
But
would like
better-
to be on,
Better to not have Cavan because he's taken up the spot that if you
Yeah.
did find somebody, it might as well be Glenn.
but we asked him to write a letter of
Well, he doesn't
resignation.
need to. They just don't reappoint him.
Well, they're gonna reappoint him, assuming they don't change this list. My point being, we have no one anyway, so it doesn't matter whether he's there or he's not there.
Well,
Like,
it kind of does, but
Well, it does matter. I want him off so that in case somebody
comes along.
wants to come along, and because we have somebody kind of maybe there,
but we have a spot for them. We have Suzanne's spot.
yeah,
Plus, we have another alternate spot.
Yeah.
So we have two empty spots now. So until you find a third person that wants to serve, it's not really an issue.
it is an issue.
Yeah.
I want them off.
Yeah, it's about time he was off.
Yeah, I want them
That
off.
would for how long?
I don't want the committee to think that everything's set.
Put the hammer down.
But anyway, you have somebody you're courting for a position maybe?
What was the question?
You have someone you're,
There is one, possibility, not now, not yet.
Yeah,
you gonna say who it is? You gonna spill the beans or?
No,
No?
no,
but I was,
It's confidential?
Yeah.
You'll tell me after the meeting?
no,
No? Roger will tell me.
no.
You can tell everyone.
Come on, Roger.
but Roger, you want to be a suggested name, right, for,
Alternate? Or member?
Yeah, I don't want to be.
I mean,
He's
you're here
all-
right now. right?
Yeah, what the heck?
I can't drive at night. The poor man has
Right.
to drive me
Right.
here.
I've been on and off for years. I think I've missed maybe 5 meetings out of the last 20 years. But community, I want to know what's going on.
Do you want to be an alternate?
Or member.
All right,
okay,
all right.
yeah. All right, I guess, what's that? Oh, yeah, well,
You gotta put it in writing.
oh, I will, don't worry.
You can't change it now.
Anybody else have anything they want to say? before we
Actually, that
close?
could be a regular, couldn't it?
Well, he could, but if he wants to be,
Yeah, there's 2 openings, yeah.
yeah. But an alternate, then we can just, if he's just not, then we can just, anytime one of us is,
He'll be.
he can just chime in and,
Yeah.
you know, without being a
It's gonna be
full-blown,
like, Bill,
yeah,
forever up here.
it's true, yeah.
You can put garbage day on
Oh, yeah. That'll go over
I'm not
big.
volunteering for that.
No way, huh?
No.
Okay, should we close out the meeting?
Yeah.
I forgot how you do that already. What do you say, all in favor of,
Well, make a motion to
make,
adjourn.
that's what it is,
Yeah.
make a motion. I
Whatever.
forgot- I don't know, I was just
How
thinking of
about
the
if we
name.
just say that's the end?
Anybody want to make a motion to close the meeting at, what is it,
47.
8:47?
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, all approve? All right.
Hallelujah. All right.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Just like.